Welcome to Founders Feature, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Zach Young, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we're joined by Dr. Maria Luque, a menopause fitness expert, health science professor, and founder of Fitness in Menopause. With her personal experience navigating perimenopause and her academic background, Maria specializes in creating customized, science-based fitness programs that enhance quality of life during menopause. Her coaching focuses on sustainable, enjoyable movement practices that build strength, improve body image, and support emotional well-being. Maria, a very, very warm welcome to Founders Feature.
Thank you so much for having me, Zach. I look forward to the conversation.
Absolutely going to be a great episode. A lot to dive into. Before we do, I do like to start with your background though. So before coaching, before fitness, can you walk us through what were you doing previously and what was really your inspiration to get into this space?
Yes, so I was in the Air Force before I dove into fitness. I did 7 years in the Air Force, and when I exited, I wanted to go back to college. And so I dove into my master's degree in health sciences, and it was during my PhD studies that I had to pick a topic, which was then menopause, because I was surrounded by my clients then. So my fitness business was mostly menopausal women, and I thought there's a real need, and this was way before menopause became the hot new topic that it is now. There was a real need for just information, so I made that my dissertation topic, and that was that was 13 years ago. And it's been, they say, the rest is history. I just went into the menopause space. I started as a fitness pro, but really since then have evolved into much more of a health coach fitness. So merging really my academic experience and my fitness experience into this coaching style that I have now.
I love that. So you've been in the coaching space for quite some time. It seems
Yeah.
like a lot of coaches came to be post-COVID. So if you were a coach pre-COVID, I like to say you're an OG of the space.
Yes. And I also, I like to say that even though I was in the Air Force and my job wasn't fitness, but I was the fitness program manager in the Air Force. So previous to that, I had several years of managing large numbers of members, fitness, so Air Force members through fitness programs. So I got a lot of that there. And as I transitioned out, I just noticed that I wanted to work mainly with the population that it is now, the menopausal population, which I am now as well. And that's been really fulfilling. But yes, I've been in the fitness space for 20 years.
Okay. So you've seen a lot of different iterations of the fitness space, right? Some good fads, some bad fads, they come and go, right? I'm curious, just with your experience, what do you think of the fitness industry today? Because it's very different than 15 years ago.
The funny thing is that it looks different, but it really, at the core of it, it really isn't. And when we're looking at sustainability, because that's what I'm really about, sustainable fitness and what it stands for is still the same. That's why it's so unsexy. Like the stuff that actually works is not the stuff that's out there. Obviously, we have evolved into all the social media algorithms now. Anyone can be an influencer, anyone can be a fitness pro giving advice. You don't even have to have a certification to be any kind of influencer that sells fitness programs. And now we're looking at AI. The AI space really has opened up. Anybody can go online and create programs, and so that's made it different, I dare to say. And there's been a lot of conversations about, our fitness professionals, are they being outsourced or are they being replaced by AI? And I just don't think that is the truth, because the personal aspect to coaching, the personal aspect to one-on-ones, that will never go away and that will not be replaced. So anybody that's insecure in their position in the fitness industry just means that they haven't had enough experience, and they haven't had enough experience having that interpersonal connection with their clients. And that's really where the sustainability in the business really comes down to.
You're so much more than a fitness coach as well, right? When you check in with your client and hey, maybe they had a tough week, maybe they skipped some workouts, they ate some bad meals. Who's going to be the person to talk them through it, let them know it's okay, and get them back on track?
Yeah.
It's going to be their coach. right? It's AI is not going to do that.
No. And I mean, the thing though is it depends on who you want to be as a fitness coach, what type of person you are. And we still have the same, you're always going to see the group of coaches in any space that are I want to sell a program, blah, 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 get people in and they sell. It's the churning of sales of products, and they're not interested in a professional or interpersonal relationship with their clients or a long-term relationship with clients. And then there are the ones like myself. I've had clients for close to 20 years that I still work with on a weekly, very regular basis. That to me is what I want in my business. Like that is what sustained me. That is who I want to be as a coach, as I want to be as a professional. So you'll always have those. And so those are two different types of providers and are two different types of clients that are looking for that stuff. The cheap kind of churning out programs that are the same for every single person, there's no longevity in that, but they make a lot of money there and then they move on to something else. And then there's more for myself saying, a much more gratifying and satisfying approach to business, which is providing an actual service and longstanding relationship with the client, that it goes way beyond just that hour that you spent with them or that 30 minutes that you talk to them. You do create a relationship with your clients, hopefully, if that's what you want.
20-year retention. I'm not sure I've heard that before on the podcast. So I'll send you your award in the mail, because 20 years, that is quite a time.
It's people that make it. And here's the tricky part is we're talking about sustainability. We talk to clients about, you have to make exercise and nutrition and whatever habits you're building sustainable. How do you make it sustainable? And for a lot of people, when they have the right mindset, they don't mind budgeting whatever it costs a week, a month, to have that, just like rent, just like any other expense. It's $500 are spent on my training every month, or however much you can afford, obviously. And that is just a non-negotiable. And that's really the clients that anyone is seeking. Like those people that are like, this is a non-negotiable, I will always continue doing that. And if you're around long enough, then that is who you want. And I'm truly blessed that most of my clients I've had for over a decade, and some of them obviously close to 20 years. I think one of my clients, it'll be actually this next year, it'll be 20 years.
Truly amazing. I hope you guys do something cool. Go on vacation together.
I know, I didn't even
That's
think
pretty
about
cool.
it. I totally should.
I love it. You touched on it a little bit, Dr. Maria, but could you walk us through kind of how you structure the business? So, just what does working with you look like? How do you structure your work with your clients?
Yes, so I am a super simple approach to anything. I really am, I meet women where they are. So my approach, because I work on my own, women reach out to me, and I'm at a point now that I'm completely referral based. I don't really have to market anymore. And so when I meet with women, it is just a chat. I'm not even trying to sell them anything at that point. It's already, if they want it, it's sold. And if they don't want, I don't sell people anything. I want them to want that. And that to me is the secret to success, because if you have to sell something to someone, you have to convince them to do something. You ideally want them to want it and not be sold something. And if you can have an honest conversation with someone without the pressure of having to sell something, then that connection is immediately made. And when you can make that connection, then the product is sold at that point as well already. So for me, when I meet with women, they usually are already, they want the service. And for me, it's just a matter of figuring out if we are the right fit. And that's another thing that's really important. When I started out, many, many years ago, when you start out in any business, you're so afraid that you're not going to make money, that you're not going to have clients, that you take on anybody. And as you get wiser in your years, you realize that that is the wrong approach, because you need to pick people that, if you, again, sustainability, long-term retention, they need to be the right fit. You want them to stay. And if you don't pick something that fits, then they're not going to stay, which is not good for you. It's not good for your business. It's not good for your referrals either. So being really, what's the right word? Picky about who you take on as a client, especially in a one-on-one setting like I am, is really, really important. And I think for young entrepreneurs and people that are getting into the business, that is a tough lesson to learn because, again, you need to make money. How do you get referrals? But every client, if we treat every client as its own success, then the ball just starts rolling. It's like a small snowball, and you have to be happy with that small snowball. And then
Mm.
it keeps growing. So if you want to last in a business like this one, it has to be the long-term goal with every single client that you pick.
Yeah, you put that very well. Unfortunately, you can't just start relying off referrals to get started, right?
You
So
can't.
I am curious when you were in the beginning
Mhm.
stages of the business and you couldn't rely on referrals, how were you bringing clients into the business?
I did, I guess, what most people do. I did flyers. I went door to door in my neighborhood. I joined networking associations. So looked at different community events as well, showed up there, signed up, pitched myself to local companies to give free fitness advice or testing to when they had events going on, or just saying, hey, here I am, I'm going to give a free service to get people in the door.
Mhm.
And that works in the beginning. And you're right. I mean, it's unrealistic to think that you're going to get referrals well off the bat. But I think my biggest, I think what I'm harping on here is that even when you have to reach out to market and to get clients in the door, when you actually sign with a client, you should still try to be conscientious about who you're picking as a client, because they
Mm.
can make or break your reputation right off the bat. Not paying attention to that can break your business before it even starts, if you're just taking anybody on, especially in the fitness industry, because a lot of failure is attached to you. When someone fails as a client, a lot of times they will blame you as the coach for not getting them to be successful. And you have to get to a point where you can realize if someone is, what their mindset is. But yes, I did the networking, being part of networks, being sending out flyers, door to doors, and of course showing up at almost every single event that there was in town to just show my face and try to, here I am, and plugging myself to anybody that was in the fitness industry locally,
Mm.
mostly locally, because at that point I was doing only local work.
Yeah, you were hitting the pavement, doing
You
it old
have to.
school.
You have to. But you know what? If you get, and the networking part is just the most important part. You have to like you have to really get in there and just be yourself and get people need to get to know you and show up. Also take group classes. If you're in fitness, show up at other places and try out other places as well, because you have to find out who you are as a coach as well when you're first starting out and figure out what your niche is. Because a niche
Mm.
is a little, I think it's very important. Otherwise you're just a jack of all trades, never becomes an expert at anything. So
Yeah.
figuring out who you want to be as a coach is really critical as well.
If you try to help everybody, you'll help nobody.
No, yeah.
Very well said. And also, I just have to say, reflect what you were saying, which is so true. A lot of new business owners, entrepreneurs get into the space, scale, scale, scale,
Mhm,
right? So anyone looking to hand you money, I take it,
mhm,
right? But not every client is a good client. And I
mhm.
think that's probably a tough lesson that most people have to learn the hard way,
Yes,
unfortunately.
yes. And I think it's, one I learned way in the beginning is that some people, especially those that have, in my experience, you get blindsided a little bit by the money part. Someone that has a lot of money and is willing to come in 5 times a week. I mean, that sounds fantastic because you have someone that's giving you top rate, comes in 5 times a week, is super motivated, but they also expect a lot of your time. Like a lot of people are vampires of your energy. And so then you have to think what's worth it. And if you disappoint people, or if they feel disappointed by you, which is really more the case, like I said, the failure aspect, it can be a lot more detrimental than it was beneficial to take on someone that seems too eager and just is throwing money out. But these are all lessons, Zach, these are all lessons that we have to learn. Just like a kid learning how to walk, you're going to have to bump into some corners to figure out where you go. But I always try to talk to young trainers that are coming in, just tell lessons learned from my experience. You're still going to have to learn your own mistakes and make your own mistakes, but I think that's why I'm on here as well, because I feel like we can help a lot of people circumvent maybe some of the mistakes that we made many years ago.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dr. Maria, you've been in this space a long time. Have you ever had a team that's worked with you at all, or have you always been a one-woman show?
I've always been a one-woman show. I've hired people to help me along the way from a marketing perspective, so assistants to help me build websites and all of those things that I know I'm not good at. And that's a real value, to realize where your limitations are and where you can make money and where you can hire someone to make you money or not spend the money that you have. I like to attach myself to other teams instead of growing my own team. So I contract a lot with other companies, bigger companies, and I write for fitness journals. I write, so I'm more of the showing up to other places that are well established already instead of growing my own team. I've managed fitness studios before. I've been in charge of teams, and I don't enjoy it as much, I have to admit. And so that's one of my truths, is that I don't really see myself being like growing my business into a like I have a lot of people working for me, as more like I can help other businesses become better at what they do and be a part of it.
Yeah. It's important to understand your truth, right?
Yeah,
It's not for everybody, and that's
no.
okay. It is
And
okay.
it's Zach, I think you have to get to a point where you have to realize what is your priority with your business. What is it that you're trying to achieve? I mean, we all want to make money, but money cannot be the only motivator in business, because I think it's that North Star, it doesn't always lead you the right direction. And you cut corners, you compromise yourself along the way if money is your only success metrics. And for me, it's been, I obviously want to make money, but for me, it's been, how can I not influence, but how can I affect and help the most amount of women with the knowledge that I have? And that is by doing one-on-ones, doing what I do virtually as well, showing up for podcasts and working with companies that are much bigger than myself to, get into their network. So that's how I have found my passion, and I get more satisfaction out of knowing that I'm helping more people than to growing my business and making more money on my own here, like just having this multi-million-dollar wellness industry. Nothing, no one wants that. I don't want it.
Absolutely. So the goal moving forward, just continue what you've been doing, make sure the impact with those one-on-one clients is there. Then also, like you mentioned, helping other people to build the business. That's the game plan moving forward.
Yes, for me it's helping other businesses with the knowledge that I have gained just in that I have been in the menopause space as a fitness expert longer, I dare to say, than most everyone that I haven't encountered anybody that has been in the business longer than I have. Let's say that. There might be people out there. So I bring a wealth of experience and knowledge. And so I know that I bring value as a person to other companies. And I've worked with many companies in the past. And that is really, I love that, because I don't get bored. I get to help out, create a program, or help them set up their whatever it is that they're doing, and then I retreat and I'm done with it. And I have my hands in a lot of buckets, but I never have the full responsibility for any of them. I earn money and I can be interested because I really love learning. And when I get to be part of startups or any kind of new venture, that's really exciting for me. And I get to make an impact from the backs, and my clientele, I've had, like I said, I've had them forever. So to me, that is soul filling. It fills my cup to meet with my one-on-one clients, and they're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. So it's something that I know fills my cup here, and then the other things to fill my cup on the other side.
I love it. Dr. Maria, where can the listeners find you? Where can they connect with you online?
I'm on Instagram as Dr. Maria Luque, so Dr. Maria Luque. And then I have a website, two websites, but I have my main business website, which is fitnessinmenopause.com. And I also have my personal website, which is drmarialuque.com as well. And I'm on LinkedIn, same handle, Dr. Maria Luque. So if you type that in, you'll probably find me out
We'll
there.
find her. I love it. Dr.
And
Maria, it's such a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for your time.
thank you, Zach. I'm happy that I was able to come on.
Absolutely. And that will wrap up another inspiring episode of the Founders Feature. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to go and connect with Dr. Maria on all of her social media and websites. All of those links will be in the show notes and description down below. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're looking to scale your business, and you really want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with our team and discover how we went from 0 to 30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on climbing.